Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. Oh, just had a sip of coffee. Hey, you. Gus. Gus, what did you do today, huh? What did I find in the yard today? Huh? What did I find in the yard? Huh? Oh, he says, I'm just bored. I'm bored. Yeah. No run today either? Yeah. The leader of the pack isn't here, and these two somehow, they're just not interested in going out there on their own. They've got to have their leader with them. Done. Huh? He'll be back today. He'll be back today. Huh? Yes. I gave him a 2-liter bottle. I save all these things for things in the garden and stuff. So I gave him one of those and handed him and says, look here, why don't you chew that up? Huh? It's a good toy. Huh? Yes? Well, people get their dogs all the plastic toys. That's plastic. Huh? He's not interested too much in that, too. Oh, that's because that's allowed. That doesn't make a hullabaloo, right? Yes? Huh? Also, I found it interesting on how every time, right, they do something, okay, and we only have 3 dogs here right now, only 3, right? We used to have 7 to 10. And now we only have these 3 big ones. And so it's easy to figure out because you know them well enough. Once you had them long enough, who does what. And you're going to say, Gus, what did you do this morning? What did you do? And they kind of slink away on their beds. What? Yeah, Jake's the same way. He immediately will take off and he's, Jake, what was that? What is that? And he's like, it wasn't me. He has more data. I said, it was Gus. Right? Every finger always points to Gus, right? Yes. Gus is okay. I'm big enough and strong enough. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. We don't hit our dogs here or anything for discipline. That's not happening. It's I'll run after them with a broom or something, but that's more to let them know that was not okay or this or that. But as far as that they get no, no, they're not scared of our hands. They're not, no, we don't. That's, no, not happening here, right? No, yes. They do know when someone raises their voice at them. That's, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes. Yeah. There, right? Yeah. They're just well raised. They're well raised, but they have their little antiques. Huh? Do you? Do you have your little antiques? Do you? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are we just having a little, doggy time here? Also, he's so big, if he had the tendency to jump up on people, right? Yes, that's a hard one to break in dogs. That would be a problem. He'd knock everybody out. But he doesn't. He just puts his paws on yours. See? His paws right here on my leg. So when I stop, he's doing, oh, come on. And that's about all he does. That's about all he does. Jake tries to kind of get right into your lap some halfway. He never tries to get all the way up, but halfway. Huh? Yeah. And they come when they need a little loving. They come for it. And then you know, okay, now they need a little time with you. Yeah, look at you. Oh. All right, let me do my reading. Go lay down. Okay, we're done here. Okay, I got my Kentucky shirt on. Proud of our state, huh? At least they're working on things, right? Okay, go lay down now. He says, me too. I'm a Kentucky fan. say come back. Go, go. All right. There you go. What's today? Today looks overcast. Yesterday was a rainy day. The horses stayed in. I think today I'm going to let them out. It's cool, but I got the door open. You got to air out your home. I'm telling you, you don't do that, your home starts to stink. And we have dogs and you know the wood stove, you know, and all that. So we don't have a flue for the food stuff, you know. So you got to open the doors and air out the home. Especially this is all wood, wood, right? Got to air it out. Okay. Yesterday, while I was still upstairs, we had a bird again fly in. We have one coming in. I wonder if it's the same one every time. Oh, sorry, buddy. Go on. You go lay down now. And it just kind of flew in again, stayed for a while, and went back out. All right, can I read now? Go away. Go lay down. Okay, so we're in Leviticus 24. I need to do some planting. I want to do some starts. I want to get the garden started early, but with plants that are already a certain height. But I can't just plant them out there. I jumped the gun so many times with that, and sure enough, we have one more late frost, and just enough to need just to do the plants in again. So I've got plenty of containers saved up, all reused. It's all going to be reused things that I can plant my squash in and certain other things that then I could just plant out there. Okay, when the last frost is over. Complementary ritual prescriptions. The perpetual flame. Complementary. Oh, okay. Yahweh spoke to Moses and said, order the Israelites to bring you crushed olive oil for the lampstand, and keep the flame burning there continually. Aaron will keep it permanently in trim from evening to morning, outside the curtain of the testimony in the tent of meeting. Therefore, before Yahweh. This is a perpetual decree for your descendants. Aaron will keep the lamps permanently trimmed on the pure lampstand before Yahweh. I have never made candles with just oil. But you can do that. I've wanted to try that. Didn't need to, but I'd like to try that. That's something I've never done before. Watched some videos though. It's very simple to do. The loaves of permanent offering on the golden table. You will take wheaten flour and with it bake 12 loaves, each of 2/10 of an ephah. You will then place them in 2 rows of 6 on the pure table before Yahweh, and put pure incense on each row, to make it food offered as a memorial, food burned for Yahweh. Every Sabbath they will be arranged before Yahweh. The Israelites will provide them as a permanent covenant. They will belong to Aaron and his sons, who will eat them inside the holy place, since for him they are an especially holy part of the food burnt for Yahweh. This is a permanent law. I wonder if, oh no, wait a minute, they got that, okay. But seems like, in a way, Jesus continued that offering of the bread, right? Breaking the bread together, but he extended it out to everyone. Interesting, where all this stuff comes from. 12 loaves. I wonder why 12. Oh, how many tribes were there? Oh. Okay, well, there you go. A case of blasphemy to the law of retaliation. There was a man whose mother was an Israelite woman and whose father was an Egyptian. He came out of his house, and in the camp, surrounded by the Israelites, he began to quarrel with a man who was an Israelite. I guess it's important to mention. But there are two men. Now, the son of the Israelite woman blasphemed the name and cursed it. He was then taken to Moses. His mother's name was Shelomith, daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. He was then put under guard until Yahweh's will should be made clear to them. Oh, so it was the son who quarreled, not the Egyptian man, not the husband, not the father. It was the son who quarreled with another man and most likely was cursing and cussing. Oh, well, okay. Well, that's, oh, and they did what? Oh, again. How many people would be in jail for, cussing and cursing? Oh, well then. I'm not a fan of foul-mouthed people. Yahweh spoke to Moses and said, "Take the man who pronounced the curse outside the camp. All those who heard him must then lay their hands on his head, and the whole community must then stone him." Ouch. Then say to the Israelites, anyone who curses his God will bear the consequences of his sin, and anyone who blasphemed the name of Yahweh will be put to death. The whole community will stone him, to be alien or native born. If he blasphemes the name, he will be put to death. Holy cow. I found it interesting on how they have to mention, it could have just said there was a guy, there was from a family, there was a son, and he had an argument with another guy in the camp. But they had to mention here what, right? Yeah, mom was an Israelite and the father was an Egyptian. So, what is that supposed to tell me? Oh, it's so. Yep. If you're just Israelites, that never happens. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's interesting how this is put in here, and right away, what having this little bit of extra information, who the son belonged to, was born to, is that going to make a difference? He just doesn't know how to behave. That's the bottom line here, isn't it? Does that have to do with the parents? Oh, they didn't raise him. Says, well, you can raise your children really well, and they're still gonna, right? Just depends who else they're gonna come around. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, anywho, anyone who strikes down an animal will make restitution for it, a life for a life. Whoa. Oh, well, I guess I had to have that little tete-a-tete with Gus here and mention that earlier. You shouldn't abuse the principles of creation. It's just not right. Anyone who strikes down an animal, okay, anyone who injures a neighbor shall receive the same in return. Broken limb for broken limb, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. Aha, that's how it's meant. Whoa! Can you imagine? You break someone's arm and they come and say, okay, let's switch it. Let's break your arm too. As a punishment, as a consequence. Hey! As the injury inflicted, so will be the injury suffered. Whoever strikes down an animal will make restitution for it, and whoever strikes down a human being will be put to death. The sentence you pass will be the same, whether on native born or an alien, for I am Yahweh your God. Moses, having told the Israelites this, they took the man who had pronounced the curse out of the camp and stoned him. They were supposed to lay their hands on him first, though. whatever that means. Oh, maybe that is not a good thing here. And so the Israelites carried out Yahweh's orders to Moses. Now, the one interesting thing here, usually in every little section, it starts with Yahweh spoke to Moses and said. These last two didn't have that. It's not important. I don't know. That's the end of 24. That was a short one. The next one is the holy years. One again. Wow, this is... Why can't we still just apply all this today? And be just fine with it, right? Yes? I saw an interesting one this morning. I'm going to try to just stick with, rather than naming names and the exact whatever, this or that, but it's been going around for a long time now, several years. And I guess people get together and there is something they all enjoy together, and they go there, and then it turns out that, oh, what's actually happening where these people are going to? And then when all that comes out on how actually quite atrocious some things were happening in that particular place, people try to exonerate themselves out of it. Oh, I didn't know, and I this or that, or I don't know what, and right? But my question to those people then is, you can't, you really didn't know? I don't believe that. Was a close enough circle of people. You didn't go there as a poor person, unless you were one of the abused, per se. Anywho, so that's my question to all these people who were obviously there and now trying to figure out, but how do I get out of this one, right? Yes? I would say that as a proper person, you're not, I can't tell people out there if it's legal, right? Yes? If a brothel exists wherever and it's legal, then, and it's all adults, consenting adults, then what can I say about that? I could change anything. There's nothing I can do about it. I still think it's wrong, but so many other things, right, that people do that I don't want to be a part of that, but it's legal. I can't. What am I going to do about it? I'm not going to do anything about it. Try to teach what is better, just like I'm doing here right now. The thing is, I decide not to be a part of it at all. I'm not going to go somewhere where I'm not doing anything, yet I'm turning my head away, knowing full well something else is going on. That's wrong. Or goes against just simple etiquette when it comes to living together as people, properly living together, a clean life. Why would I? No, just as an onlooker as well. I'm friends with them, but I don't do what these friends are doing. How can you be friends like that? I'd say then you don't. You don't. You can't change something, but you don't want to be a part of it. Done. No, well, you do what you got to do, but I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm not going to support it in any way. done. Yet, if you go somewhere and you full well know there is some other stuff going on, you part of, most likely you were a part of it. If you went to that place. Yes? Yeah. You can't tell me that. And but if you don't, I'm just here to have good food and drinks and a party, but I'm not going to worry about what's happening in the back doors or something, or why are there certain people here that don't look like they should be here, but they are? For what purpose? You turn your head away at that, then you become a part of it. Done. Because the right thing to do in a case like that, do just say, if it's legal, and yet it's still disgusting, it's still wrong, especially when it comes to the principles of love, then what am I going to do about it? It's legal out there, right? But if it's illegal and you don't report it, though you know full well what's going on, you then what? That makes you a criminal too. Done. So, yet, all these really awful things came out about a particular couple and what they were doing in a certain place. Was widely accepted by their friends, all their friends. And they had a lot of friends, right, who went there on this island. Many, many, many trips. Many trips. Okay, I said island, didn't I? So interesting. Well, you know what I find in Leviticus, right? With all these laws, this and that are so absolute. It's just one way again. God's trying to tell us can't be a part of that. There's no way. In order for establish a people that I can actually be around, this has to happen. And anyone who's breaking these laws, they can't be a part of it anymore. Right? Yes? Isn't that sad? That's really sad, isn't it? But what example did I just give you? And in many ways, God gives, it shows mercy for certain things that can be. Okay, you do this or that, but certain other things were, well, no. That's no. Certain things were still within a certain part of the law. Right? Yes? But other things are absolutely outside of the law and should never be permitted. That's why I believe at that time, right? Yes. And, okay, so why was that Egyptian father mentioned? Because he probably was still practicing certain things that the son saw then as well, became a part of. Sadly, those parents then who didn't, the mom, what was she going to do? She made her choice too, right? Yes, when she married an Egyptian. Okay, just saying. There you go. I think that, I said, that story with this couple and their place where some pretty awful things happened. One could say, well, probably the worst. We haven't even heard what happened there. And we'll never hear it, right? People with money are awfully good buying other people off and bribing them and keeping things hidden away. It seems like people that have a lot of money don't really have to follow the law. Isn't that right? Yes? Interesting. Yeah, well, there again, too, right? God's pretty strict with Aaron and his descendants, and they are under the same law, right? Even though they have this high position. Well, anyway, a little cryptic here, maybe. I don't think so. I think people know full well what I'm talking about. Number one. Number two, who does not have something to hide, right? Yes? I find it interesting on how certain things criminals get away with. People who have no sense of responsibility. Their conscience seems to, I don't know, sure where it went, this or that, on how the laws as a whole, right? Yes, and the people are fine with it. One should wonder why. It's involuntary this, involuntary that, right? Yes, the one has to say that has that involuntary to begin with, right? And they get these sentences, light sentences that don't compute with the crime. Then I see other things I have to say, but this is still should be handled a little bit differently. But it's for one reason or another becomes a great thing for some political agenda, even religious agendas, economic agendas, hiding someone else's. Okay, right, yes. Mm, it's an odd one out there. And again, I observe things like that, and in a way, then you find the truth on who is all involved in certain things. And that is why so many people get away with it. Done. Yeah? Yes? Or so few held accountable. Yeah. There it is, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I had to say this morning. One could say so much more to it. I try to teach, I try to not. I don't want to offend people, okay? Or, yeah, that's basically what I'd like to teach. And teaching is always, sometimes you have to, okay, just point out the inconsistencies, number one. Number two, the lies. You sure? You sure if you went to that place you didn't do something you shouldn't have done? Why did you even go? You can't tell me you didn't know what's going on. Can't tell me that. I don't believe that for a moment. Right? Yes? Too many people involved. Not just two or three who then say, hey, do you want to come and play cards? We need a fourth player. Then I'd say, okay, I guess you didn't know what you stepped in. But no, this wasn't like that. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody still went. Okay. Now things are coming out a little bit. And what's happening? Yeah, that's how people are, right? Yes? Anyway. So, but just using that example on why it is, gosh, these laws, people must have gotten killed left and right. No, you don't think so? I think so. Yeah. And it says, thou shalt not kill. It's one of the commandments. And yet, gosh, what kind of shape were the Israelites in when they came out of Egypt? One has to wonder, right? Yes? And if God would not have taken such strict measures. Yes. These little islands would have popped up everywhere there, too. Probably did anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gross. Well, anyway, there it is. Ew. Okay. That's what I wanted to share this morning. Yeah, it's cool, but not cold. Already cleaned this morning. I gotta clean this house a little bit every day. It's a big house. Why would anybody build a big house like that? I have no idea. It's a guy thing. It's a guy thing. You don't get in the way of guy things. You just get to clean it afterwards. But it's all right. I don't mind. It's well done. It's well done. The guys did a good job. But it takes a lot of care. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to you another time. Oh, you see, that's teamwork.